Hi everyone, and welcome to this Blockout tutorial on other tools that are included in the Blockout asset pack. Other tools can be located at the very bottom of the Blockout window after you've expanded the Others section. There are 4 categories of other tools in the main Blockout window. There's triggers, particles, export, and obviously count objects. So count objects, if nothing is selected in the scene and you click count objects, it'll tell you the amount of objects there are in the entire scene. So currently 1,333. If we had a group of assets selected, and we want to know how many assets have been selected, you can hit count objects again, and it will tell you how many assets have been selected. If we want to create a trigger volume, a blockout trigger volume, we could hit the create trigger, and it'll create a triplanar trigger, just like a scalable asset. But the difference with this is it'll come with a blockout trigger script. This will allow you to easily add on-trigger enter, stay, and exit events from other scripts, should a collider enter it. Next to it are toggle visibility for both all triggers in the game and selected blockout triggers in game. So if we had multiple blockout triggers and hit all, the little eye icon opens. That way, the blockout trigger will always be visible. And then vice versa if the eye icon is closed. If we wanted only the selected one to be visible in-game, we just hit the selected one to the right of it, and it'll update based on which trigger you're on. If we have particles in the scene and you wanted them to be playing, so you knew roughly what the overall look was going to be. So as you can see, we have some particles dotted around, but we don't actually know the overall look yet. We can hit the play particles, and as you can see, it'll begin playing the particles. We'll begin playing all of the particles in the scene, so then you can get a basic overall feel of the level. If we're happy with the level and wanted to then export the level so then an artist could go over it in, for example, 3ds Max, we have 2 options. We could export the entire blockout hierarchy as a single OBJ file, or parts of the blockout hierarchy as a single OBJ file. So to export all of them, you'd just click export, set the folder where you want to save it to, and export it as an OBJ file. If we wanted to only export part of the level, for example, if we only wanted the left half of the level, we could select the left half of the level and click export selected items as a single OBJ. Set where you want to save it to and export. Now there is one other tool that's not in the main window, and this can be accessed under Window, Blockout, Blockout Helper. This will bring out the block helper, which, depending on what blockout asset you have selected, will suggest you other assets that are similar and that you might want to place. And you can just drag these assets straight into the game. Beneath the suggested assets are your currently most used assets in the scene. So because this scene has a very big affinity for barrels, and we want another barrel, we can just drag in another barrel. And of course, it will suggest the current barrel we have selected and the old version set barrel. And just like the project window, you have control over how big the icons can be. If you wanted to create your own blockout asset, you can. So for example, say we had this cube. Correction, say we had this sphere, and we wanted this sphere to become a blockout asset. we'd go Window, Blockout, create Blockout assets, ensuring that the assets you want to add to the Blockout system are selected, all of them, and it'll bring up this little wizard. So all of the assets you have selected will have their own field, and by default, the Blockout section will be root. This you'd want to change to the Blockout section that you want it to be parented under. So for this sphere, I want it under dynamic because it's going to be like a boulder. So then I'd hit dynamic and create Blockout prefabs. It'll tell me it's been created. And then if we go select asset for the sphere, it has been created under Blockout new prefabs. So you can just drag in the dynamic sphere again, and there you go.